Hey,
All right. Back again. Word on the Ave. We in the building again. Got some more news, you know what I'm saying? This time,
what?
what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
nigga shit. Nigga shit. We got some more news, you know what I'm saying? We just tackled the Popeyes joint on the last one. Make sure y'all check that out. Uh But this
We've
one
been
is
in the
being
past.
circulating big time. This has been the big story, you know what I'm saying? Talked about on social media. A lot of other huge stories, but this has gotten uh, a lot of ire, especially by the females. This one, this article is from the very extremely reputable uh, Fox News.
Fox News.
But they're
Dun,
doing
dun, dun, dun,
reporting,
dun.
so it's not any point of view from them. So we ain't got to worry about trying to fact. They're just giving the facts. So we'll read the facts. Rapper Ti says he accompanies his daughter to the gynecologist every year to ensure she's a virgin. Ti said in a new interview that he accompanies his daughter every year for an annual gynecological gynecological exam, big ass words, to ensure she is still a virgin. The rapper, whose real name is Clifford Joseph Harris Jr., made the bizarre admission on the Ladies Like Us podcast. Never heard of it, but apparently this isn't what it says in there. Apparently they taken the audio down since then.
Oh, I was about to
But
say, I
on
got
the
the audio
Ladies
right
Like
here.
Us podcast Wednesday regarding his daughter, Deja Harris. I will say, as of her 18th birthday, her hymen is still intact, declared the 39-year-old. Deja's
TMI.
18, huh?
TMI.
TMI. Deja's 18, just graduated high school, and now she's attending her first year of college, figuring it out for herself, explained the star. And
Oh,
yes,
she finna
not
go
only
off.
do not only have we had the conversation about sex, but we have yearly trips to the gynecologist to check her hymen. Pod,
Expeditiously.
expeditiously. Podcast hosts Nazanin, Mandy, and Nadia Mohan felt Ti was joking, but he then went into more detail about their yearly visits to the doctor.
Okay,
Uh,
well,
so it's this one time we go. I think this might have been after her 16th birthday, says Ti. This is what we do. Usually, like the day after the birthday party, she's enjoying her gifts. I put a sticky note on the door. Gyno tomorrow 9:30. I ain't even got to go into no more of
I
this
was about to
shit. He
say,
talking
I got
about
some of the audio if y'all wanted the audio.
yeah, not he talking about the doctor's office. So there you have, man. That's the big thing. And we've been seeing different a split outpouring as far as how people are seeing this. A lot of people believe that it's perfectly fine because he's the father. Believe he's being protective of the daughter, and a lot of other people believe that it's chauvinist. It's is that the word chauvinist?
Chauvinistic.
It's violating her privacy, violating her. So we've seen different perspectives. What do y'all think about this situation?
All right, before Lauren goes, I just want to say, first and foremost, my outlook on this. I don't have any kids. I don't have a daughter or nothing like that. Not yet, at least. But honestly, man, like if you think about it, he's just making sure that she is okay, or that she's not doing anything reckless. Because honestly, if you gotta look at who Ti is. One of these dudes gets Ti's daughter and gets her pregnant. Now the dude, especially because I'm pretty sure she might like hood dudes, and that's just me being ignorant maybe, but they will use that against Ti. and they will have a claim to a name in Ti. They'll be like, oh yeah, I'm messing with his daughter, and she messing around, have his kids. Then that might tamper with Ti's quote unquote bloodline, and we all know how people don't like certain bloodlines to be tampered with. But that's a whole different, what's the name? Yeah, that's how.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick.
What's up?
And this is not. I just want to. Now, what do you think when it comes into play as far as when you're talking about if you're going from the bloodline sense, if you're saying that's the reason, what would differ
Could be.
him? Do you believe it's fair or unfair given that she's a girl and you can't perform any type of thing like this? Well, as far as I know, and I've even heard the efficiency of even this test being the hymen test being questioned. But like I said, as far as I know, I don't know if there's anything, unless they checking checking the boy's wiener to see if there's remnants on it. If there's any way to check if a boy
What you call
can
it?
do this, you know what I'm saying?
What you call it?
The remnants, whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying? Leftover cheese, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So, is there any way to, like I said, how do you police that? Is it fair since you can't police the boy, or can you? Is there a way? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is that fair?
No, it's definitely not fair. It's definitely a two-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? A two-sided sword. So it's definitely not fair. But I mean, you think about how I'm trying to say this. How do I want to say this? It's more. I would say it's more intimate because you have somebody as a female. You have somebody going into you because the dude has to go into you.
You gonna get the women. You gonna have the women jump on you. The women gonna jump on you. This one.
It's factual though.
You can go. Now you can go into the dudes too.
No.
Shit. Oh shit! I forgot all about that. We do live in 2020.
Let's keep this. Let's keep this. Cis. What's the words? Cisgender. Whatever the hell it is.
Cisgender.
Let's keep it normal. Let's go in a normal context. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Yeah, I said normal.
Just wanted to make that point.
We might get kicked off for saying normal.
Okay,
well, that fucked me up. Lauren, you got to go because I don't know. You messed me up, dog. I can't even argue it. Go ahead.
Now, so I understand as a father that has daughters. I understand the fear of your daughter being deflowered. I understand that, because you understand the emotion. Women have emotional connection to sexual intercourse. Like, it's an emotional connection to sexual intercourse. So when you lose your virginity, it's different for a female than it is for a male. There's an emotional connection, an emotional attachment to that. And so I understand his fear of his daughter losing her innocence, for the lack of better words. You know what I'm saying? But I guess I just disagree not only with his method, but also, number one, the fact that he thought that this needed to be public information. That was no number one. You fucked up the trust factor. You put her business out in the streets public. Like, if your relationship is really that good, you know what I'm saying, that you even accompany her to such an appointment. Where the hell is Tiny in all this? But anywho, you accompany your daughter to something like this. That's pretty trusting. Because most girls ain't going to the gynecologist with a pop. Straight up. But you fucking up the trust, number one, by making this public. Number one. Number two, I'll use the same thing that I just used a minute ago. Uh, just be just because her hymen hasn't been popped doesn't mean she's not sexually active. I want to
Yeah.
put that on the record. Just because her hymen has been popped doesn't mean she's not sexually active, and that is not a foolproof
That's true. Just ask the questions.
method to find out if somebody's a virgin. That's not a foolproof method. You know what I'm saying? To find out if a girl has had intercourse. So that's the number. That's the number two flaw. Okay, the fact that the doctor, like there are laws against a doctor sharing this information even with a parent. There are actually laws against this, against a doctor sharing this information with the parent.
He
You know
he
what I'm
he.
saying? At a certain age. And she had crossed that age barrier
Yeah, he.
where a doctor is legally not even supposed to share this
Yeah,
information with the father.
the doctor actually asked. Well, Ti said in that little interview, whatever he said that the doctor did ask her if it was okay if he could give the information
Right,
to
right, right,
Ti.
right, right.
So I just want to make
And
sure
of course,
that's out there.
of course she did. Of course she did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, again, if she's trusting enough of her father for him to accompany her to the gynecologist, I have no doubt that she okayed it. You know what I'm saying? Because probably to her, maybe she doesn't have anything to hide, or maybe she understands all too well. That don't mean nothing. Like that means absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just 'cause my hymen ain't popped doesn't mean that I'm not sexually active.
Let
Uh
me.
yes,
Could it
sir.
be? Could it be that? Could it be that it's not about sexual activeness? And I'm pretty sure the hymen. Like I said, I don't know much about hymens, but are you
Phyllis Hyman.
huh?
Phyllis Hyman.
Phyllis, I don't know who it is. I'm high, man. Yeah, hey, I'm high, man. That's only only hymen I know. Nah, but what I'm saying is it something to detect pregnancy, to not detect yeah, to prevent pregnancy versus sexual activity. You know what I'm saying?
No, no,
the
that's
fact
not.
Because
that he the
because
fact that
she
he's
can
at
have
the
sexual
fact that he's
activity. Because she can have sexual activity any other way.
uh
Like I said, it's been discussed, online. Get backdoored. You know what I'm saying? Fellatio,
mhm,
whatever. So
mhm.
there's other ways. So could it be more? And I don't see him going getting cotton swab, getting a cotton swab. You know what I'm saying, in her
Right,
mouth or anything like that. So could it be
right.
something that's strictly for preventing early pregnancy?
You mean the fact that he's accompanying her and asking for this information?
Well, you don't want her to. I mean, you don't want her to go falsified. Maybe he wants to see up front.
Uh yeah,
That's just a
no,
that's
no, no,
just
no. I follow what you're saying.
yeah.
I would say no. I would say no. I think he made it clear in the interview that the focus was the actual sex.
Virginity.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think he made that clear. The virginity, the loss of virginity. He will use that terminology because that's the same terminology that he used in the
Okay,
interview, was the loss
okay.
of virginity. You
That
know what I'm
now that
saying?
puts that right there, that bit of information puts it even. I mean, if it didn't before already, it puts it even in even more perspective, because
Hmm.
now
Hmm.
I had a different way of looking at it before. But when
Hmm.
you put that in perspective, it sounds extremely stupid. I
Yeah.
agree
Well,
with a lot of the females that spoke on it. That yeah, that's
well, but
extremely stupid.
I want to be. I found this extremely. I won't say extremely interesting, but I did find it interesting that there were a very nice size of females that actually sided with Ti.
Yeah, yeah. No, I saw that
Yeah,
too. There was a,
yeah, yeah,
there was a high
yeah.
amount. Yeah,
And then you
Uh
gotta.
huh.
but
Uh huh.
they were going at it from the not from the they were going at it from the, I think Now I take it that they were going at it from the same stance that I was going at it, from basically the
Oh,
prevention
pregnancy.
of pregnancy on the daughter's part. Now, this is a prevention of pregnancy on the daughter's part. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Now, we can
I
all
got another
agree
angle.
that it may not be unfair because the boy they can have they can do the same thing, right? They can go create a child as their responsibility. Now I spoke about this. I did say that when I talk about it, I talked about, as far as pragmatism and practicality, that I think is something that's effective because it lowers the field if more dads actively do that on a concerted effort. It lowers the field for teen pregnancy. Even, you know what I'm saying, who cares about what being fair and, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. It makes it harder. First of all, it shortens up the boys that are running around hungry. It shortens their field up, you know what I'm saying? Like the ones who ain't got no guidance, they still gonna be out there. But a chick ain't gonna get pregnant, as far as I know. You got them hood legends where they say, chick get cummed in twice or something like that, man. She'll fuck around, have some fraternal twins or some crazy shit. Oh, crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like, man, get out of
Legendary.
here. But as far as I know, that won't happen. So the same chick who, whether she'll be pregnant, you know what I'm saying? If somebody wanna, you know what I'm saying, slap some toppings on top of that baby, you know what I'm saying? That's basically all it's gonna be, But that shortens the field. If y'all can understand, I'm talking to the audience, if y'all can conceptualize what I'm saying, if you take that method, if a lot more people, not just fathers, but mothers also take that method with more women, like I said, it shortens down the field and it lowers the possibility of, you know what I'm saying, of early teen pregnancy, because just by default, because women are the ones, if you're going by that, if there's any effectiveness within that type of test, which, like I said, that's been questioned, then they just get it by default because there's no, like I said, there's no real way to tell from the man. You know what I'm saying? The man can't get pregnant, and there's no real way to really tell.
Now
So,
you also got to think of it from this angle. Now, as a man, Ti knows how men think, and Ti knows what men will do to his daughter.
well,
And
that's
no,
something else. See, that's
he
that old.
no, no,
That's that old. Yeah, he feel bad because he know what he did with the. Yeah,
exactly,
that's a whole nother
exactly,
thing right there, because he know what he did to them females back
right.
in the day. You know what I'm saying, and how they were getting dogged out. And so that's what a lot of dudes is thinking. They like, oh man, my daughter gonna be in the gonna be in the bedroom
Right.
getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Especially as a youth, dealing with they girls back in the day. But you got to think that you can't just do that with the girls. You got to do that with the boys too. You got to think about how irresponsible you were as a boy back then in the situation. You can put yourself as far as even like, STDs, and, you know what I'm saying, and creating a responsibility, creating that type of responsibility. But what I want to,
I was
what
about
I do want to say is, I agree. I think it's excessive. I think it's excessive. And then when you even put into when sex is the motivating factor, it's it's dumb. You know what I'm saying? It's impractical. You know what I'm saying? Useless if you're trying to stop her from having sex. But education is me and Lauren talked about this. You know what I'm saying? And, the other day, education is the best way. You know what I'm saying? Possible, but thorough, because I brought up like, isn't there education all the way? But, Lauren, rebuttal, like, well, we talk about the birds and bees, but, we're not getting into the nitty gritty, you know what I'm saying, and the actual consequences, getting into, economically, socially, just everything that comes with the whole thing. And so, yeah, that's not in schools, but they have the sex ed. Um,
Well,
so
and I want to touch on this right quick. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I know if we talked about this. The fact that uh, we can shame sex. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm-hmm.
sex is a natural act. It's like mating. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
That's what it is.
essentially what it is. You know what I'm saying? That there's a deeper connection once you find that person. And we use that terminology loosely. Uh, but there's a deeper connection in that capacity. But the actual act is like mating. So in the world that these kids live in, you know, uh sex is everywhere, like everywhere.
It's
You
been
know what I'm saying?
sold.
So
Sex
they're
sells.
they're seeing it everywhere. So they're already exposed to certain things that we probably didn't see till we was 14 years old, 13, 14 years old. These kids are seeing it like 7 and 8. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
you take a young mind and it begins to kind of warp your thought process. You know what I'm saying? Not warp your thought process, but you don't have the ability yet to process this information. You know what I'm saying? In a mature way. And we don't really have, like I said, real conversations about everything. You know what I'm saying? We talk about, well, kind of what kindergarten, what little boy said, boys have a penis and girls have a vagina.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
typically the conversation that we have with our children. You know what I'm saying? We don't have deep conversations. And when I say deep conversations, I'm talking about stuff like, you know, talking about uh 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 menstrual cycles, talking about when a woman is most probable of getting pregnant. We don't talk about condoms and what they help prevent, what they help protect us from. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about that. We don't talk about, the economic ramifications of if you do get a girl pregnant, or if you're a girl, if you get pregnant, this is what happens. This is how it changes your life. We don't talk about how it can psychologically damage the fucking kid because you got
Etc.
babies raising babies. And so you don't even know how to give your kid a good life anyway. And for those that don't know, I was a teen, or yeah, I was a teen father. You know what I'm saying? I had a kid at 16. Nobody told me really much of anything. When my mom started talking to me about sex, I was already having it. I was already doing the do. So I'm like, yeah, what are you talking about? Like, I got this over here. You know what I'm saying? I got this handle. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Had I known what I learned in my 20s, wouldn't have had a kid as a teenager. Or it would have been less likely. I won't say I wouldn't have. It would have been less likely because I would have been like, damn, all that for real? Like that's the shit that'll scare the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't hang out with your friends no more. You gotta go to work. You gotta come home and take care of this baby.
Yep.
You can't be out diddy bopping in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And it's always been a joke. I don't know how serious it really is. But it's been talked about in a joking manner how a father, when his son's like, yeah, Pop, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I just had my first, man. And had a father's like, oh, high five, let me dap you up. I don't believe that to necessarily be true. Because if you my son and you come to me at 14, like, hey, Pop, man, you know what I'm saying? I just hit little Sherry, you know what I'm saying? I would be like, okay, let's talk about that, son. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that. Did you use protection? That's gonna be my first question. Did you use protection? Because I'm not gonna shame you for doing something that your hormones. You know what I mean? This for real. It's hormones. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Both of y'all Jonesing. You ain't thinking about nothing else. Y'all Jones.
No pun
You know what I'm
intended.
saying? So yeah, you think I'm ready to do the do. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to do this. When you're not ready for everything that might come with it. Now that's not to say don't have sex. Like that is where we go wrong. Is when we say we're gonna try to scare you away from sex. I am not going to attempt to scare you away from sex.
All right,
I'm
so
going to
so let me
go ahead.
ask let me ask you this. Now,
Yes.
I do you believe that Ti, because we want people to administer, we can't tell people at times, outside of abuse, you know what I'm saying? Abuse, that's where people need to step in, but even that can at times be subjective. we want people to be able to administer their style of parenting. Does this borderline
Ooh.
is this borderline abuse as
Hey,
far as
Is this is this abuse? No, I
hold
don't
on real
really
quick.
call this
because I've
abuse.
seen this thrown out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Is it
Hmm.
abuse? Could it possibly? And I want not physical abuse when I ask this because I
No,
think it's a
like
completely
mental and
mental.
psychological.
Yeah, because I think it's completely silly when you hear motherfuckers talking about this it's I heard somebody talking about it's almost pedophilia or something like. Oh,
What?
come shut the hell up. Y'all acting like he's the one
Uh,
going in there and looking in between. But
And
is it
here,
mental abuse for the simple fact,
here's
like for one, like we said, it's only subjected to her with her being a girl where I don't know what type of standard that he has going with the boys because a lot of this we can I think we can all agree that this is able to happen because more than likely Ti is the one that's funding their lifestyle despite them being
that's true.
older. He funds
Mhm.
their lifestyle. They're free,
Sure.
and this is what a lot of people don't get. You know what I'm saying? I hear them crying about their parents, this, that. Hey, sometimes life ain't fair. Your your pops, mom ain't working with you. They don't see they don't want to do things the way you want to do. Sometimes they may be right or wrong, but you do have the freedom to break free and be like, fuck this, I'm gonna do what I do and I'm gonna get it my way. And you just gotta keep them at arm's distance. So we can't
Mm,
say that this is so this is basically due to he supplies her lifestyle, but
yeah.
is this abuse though? Yeah, is this mental
I
abuse on her?
Hold on real
I
quick.
want to give it a simple term. Go ahead, Randy.
Mark was shout out to Mark real quick. To what you were saying earlier, Lauren. He said true that. But yeah, go ahead.
What'd he say?
Here's the term. He
True
said true
that.
that.
Oh, okay, true
Here,
that.
here's the term I'm gonna give it. It's a very simple term. It's called ignorance. I because we assume falsely that he this isn't how he was brought up. Now I'm not saying that his sister went to or his dad went to gynecologist if he has a sister or whatever, but it's the control factor that I want to speak to. It's the level of control that he wants to have over his offspring. You know, that's very, very much a learned behavior is the best way to say it. However you learn it, it's a learned behavior. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's ignorant. I'm sure if somebody sat down with him and was like, Ti, like let's back all the way up and really, really think through everything that you're doing within this process. And maybe he changes, maybe he doesn't, maybe he says, hey man, fuck off. This is the only way I know how, or this is the best way that I know how. But it's ignorant. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very ignorant. One thing I truly, truly feel is the more you try to control all of the things around you, the less control you actually have. What it is in front of your face, people like, yeah, 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 but behind your back,
Yeah,
they doing a whole lot of shit. Now that's not to say you can't have order. There's a difference between order and control.
yeah,
Or maybe even over control. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I think people just take it too far. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I get it. Ti brother, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You want your daughters, you know what I'm saying, to 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 not have to go through some of the extra bullshit. Like I think that part of it is wise. You know what I'm saying? Wanting to protect your child is what a parent is supposed to do. You know, but there's levels to that shit. You know what I'm saying? She's now 18, 19 years old, however old she is. You know what I'm saying? Allow her, and anybody for this matter, educate them. Because the one thing you don't want to do is control their life to the point that they don't even know how to make decisions for themselves.
mm-hmm.
Daddy done always made all my decisions. I don't even know how to think for myself because daddy done always said it. And like I said,
Yeah,
now I won't call it pedophilia, but if Where's
Don't even
mom?
put nothing like it, man. It
Nah,
ain't nothing
nah,
like. Don't
nah.
even
No, 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 no,
compare
no,
it.
no, 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 no,
Nothing
no, no.
close
This
to
is
that.
no, no. This is my real question. I said it when we started it, and I said it kind of under my breath. I said, "Where's Tiny? Where's Tiny?" You know what I'm saying? Why is Tiny so far removed from this? Because let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? As men, we don't understand a woman's body like that. You know what I'm saying? Just because we penetrating it don't mean we understand. Where's Tiny? You know what I'm saying? Tiny, if anybody, should be accompanying her daughter or their daughter, you know what I'm saying, to these appointments.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Not T.I. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's not his place. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a grown man. You know, he has his own family. He can do what he wants to do. But Tiny really should be the one. If anybody's going, it should be Tiny. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know, you it's hard as a parent to trust your kid. Kids lie, you know what I'm saying? They're immature, they hide things, this, that, and the third. So it's hard to trust your kid. But if you think that this doesn't betray. That's the word I've been trying to find. If you think the things that this incident on multiple levels didn't betray the trust that she has with you, then you way off base. Because as a guy, if somebody went live talking about my sex life,
yeah,
that wasn't me, I'm gonna have a problem with that. I'm gonna have a real problem with that. So he betrayed her trust by doing this on multiple levels.
I
On
agree.
multiple levels. You know, and I think that's the biggest thing for me. Because look, me and my daughter got a close relationship. And I have to tell her, baby girl, TMI, TMI. I don't need to know that.
Yeah,
Go talk to your mama, go talk to your stepmama, your auntie, go talk to your grandma, TMI.
it's
You know what I'm
boundaries.
saying?
Boundaries.
Yeah,
There's certain boundaries
yeah,
between male and female, even when
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, father and
There's
daughter.
there
Yeah,
there should be.
yeah, there
There
should
should
be.
be.
Yeah, I agree with
because
that.
because that's why people are jumping as far as saying pedophilia. That's exactly why people are going as far as saying that. Now you can back all the way off of that because that's not what this is. This is a simple example of when wanting to protect your child goes too far. That's what this is. When wanting to protect your child, in this case your daughter, goes too far. Men, protect your daughters. You know what I'm saying? You know, teach your daughters. You know, if anything, teach your daughter the type of dude she want to give up that flower to. Like you do that shit gradually.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You know, so no random dude gonna walk up like, "Hey, what's up, shawty? Let me get you
right.
a couple drinks and then take you home." Like, oh please, please.
I have
You're gonna have to
standards.
do a whole lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? To
And the
get up in
best and
this.
the
You know,
best and the best way to do that is to be that
it's the
role
big
model.
exactly
Let her
because
see that, because yeah, if she's not
yeah.
seeing that, if you're absent or anything, or you
Mm-hmm.
the rubber band man, you know, nah, I ain't gonna get on Ti on his whole life, but understand that all those things from the past they have consequences, and kids soak that
Yeah.
shit up.
Yeah, man, and like I said, man, I get it. He probably like, man, you know, I know how I was. You know what I'm saying? So I want to buy raw dog and my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I've had the same thought. I have the same thoughts in my own head. It's just the method in which I go trying to protect her. Because at the end of the day, guess who's not in that damn room with her? Me.
Yeah,
I'm not in the room when both of them is like, hey, what's up, though? How you doing? I'm not in the room. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So
He
I
did
want
say
her.
he said he was in the room too, huh?
No, he didn't say he was in the
Okay,
room.
yeah, yeah, because
I don't
that's
even.
real. That's real.
A, a
That's
doctor,
very invasive. That's yeah, man.
a doctor wouldn't let him in the room like
Yeah,
that. That doctor would
yeah.
have to go
That
before
would
the
be too
board if
much.
that was the case. Yeah, nah, he just out in the waiting room. You know what I'm saying? Reading the magazine. You know what I'm saying? Sports Illustrated or some shit like that.
But
But
that brings up
nah, man, it just like I said, man. You know, we have to protect our kids in the right way. And the older that they get, you know what I'm saying? You got to start letting that leash a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? And when you do that, you get to a point where, you just become the guy that doesn't let your kid fall all the way down. You always got your hand back there ready to perch on their back to lift them back up. But you let them make their own decisions. You know what I'm saying? And sex is a tough one. Sex is a tough one, man. You know what I'm saying? It really, really is. But man, T.I., man, shoot, man, somebody send this shit to T.I., man, holler at me. You know what I'm saying? We can go get some chicken and waffles or whatever, and we can have a conversation about this shit, man.
I ain't trying to have no
he
conversation.
he
I ain't trying to have no conversation with Tip, man. Unless I got my thesaurus. Unless I got my thesaurus with me, man. I ain't trying to listen to this nigga, man.
You need a translator.
Yeah, man. Man. You gotta get some damn Rosetta Stone or some shit in there, man. What the hell is man? That's not. I love big vocabulary, but I will say at times he throws it in at random,
incorrect
unnecessary moments. But I won't knock it. I'll give him an E for effort.
Yeah.
Man.
But I will say this though. You know what I'm saying? Fathers, men, you know what I'm saying? Protect the girls. Protect your daughters, your nieces. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't think about my daughters, man. I be telling my nieces, "Hey, boy, you better tell your boy I got a shotgun and I do not play." You know what I'm saying? I do not play.
Do like what was that? Will Smith on Bad Boys,
right?
50 Cent on that. What was that one movie? Where it was the police officer.
Yeah. Like it sounds, it sounds crazy, but that's the type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That as a girl ages, she appreciates because she understands that somebody's watching her back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not that somebody is there trying to control her actions, but that somebody's got my back. And in that case, two motherfuckers got my back, my daddy and my uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like, females understand that. You know what I'm saying? And if you really want to be a good dad, you better bring that motherfucker home first. You know what I'm saying? Just let me say hello. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say shit to him. Just let me say hello so he knows. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got it. That's Pops right there. You know what I'm saying?
You should do that. It should be like that with just anybody, friends in general. You know what I'm saying? Even
that's what I'm saying. No, I'm talking about any male. Any male.
Yeah.
Any male. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Hey, male friend. You know what I'm saying? This is my dad. You know what I'm saying? Dad, this is my male friend. How you doing, young man? Well, respect my daughter, because you're gonna catch elbow.
Well, I'm gonna do that with my daughter. If I have a daughter, you know what I'm saying. I'm sterile. As far as I know, I'm sterile, y'all. You know what I'm saying. Ain't nothing coming up out of me, man. It's my shit water. But but if man, I want a damn daughter, man.
TMI.
If I got a daughter, I'm gonna be checking. I gotta meet the friends too. You know what I'm saying? I gotta meet the damn friends because you can spot the patterns.
You can spot the suckers real quick,
women
man.
To know how they damn move, so you can pretty much, you know what I'm saying, can take a guess like, yo, you can listen to the language like, yo, that one, or even not, because they gonna act right in front of you, but pay attention to just little small little details and
body language. Body language.
You know what I'm saying? Because things like that, they could be a danger. You know what I'm saying? Or they could lead males around your daughter. So
you and I do this, man. My daughter can attest to this, man. She bring a male friend, like, nah, dad, we just friends. One of the first things I say to him, hey, when she's in Europe with you, you better protect her, because if something happen, I'm coming to holler at you.
Yep.
I'm coming to holler at you. You know what I'm saying? Why you let? Because think about this. You know what I'm saying? Let's say that this situation is real, right? Let's say that, everything with T.I., right? Let's say his daughter gets assaulted. The first thing she wants? Protection.
Yep.
protection.
Dog, I
She's
don't
gonna
care.
be like, "Where were you? You did all this stuff, worry about my damn hymen, but you couldn't protect me from a goddamn assault." And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just telling you that's how she's gonna feel. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I looked at you as the protector, and you didn't protect me. You know what I'm saying? You concerned about me when you should have been concerned about him. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see this smart guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's
we
it's
we gotta
it's, it's a level
we
of
gotta
order.
protect our
It's a
girls. Yeah, like I
level of
said,
order.
order, but trying to control somebody. Yeah, man. You setting yourself up for failure. Trying to control somebody like that, man. Where's Tiny? Tiny, where you at?
Yeah, man.
You
Like
got
this
you got
conversation.
anything else? Got
This,
anything else?
this conversation opened up a couple doors, man. Like the trust thing is a whole different can of worms, man. Because it's family. I know females with family members that they've been molested and they couldn't trust their family. But I don't really want to get into that because that's a completely different topic, and that's a whole different monster. I'll just say it like that. It
Mhm.
and like man,
Happens a
and
lot.
yeah, and you said yeah, you were just talking about if she was to get molested or something like that or raped, and I just strictly just went to all the females that are coming up missing. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know where their families are. We don't know where they are. Man, I'm glad that people are actually starting to put stuff out now. And like if you see them, say something and stuff like that. And the girls are popping back up, but it's just like we got to do better. We got to do better. And I know that veered off from the what's the name, but like I said, man, it opens up so many different variations of conversations. It's crazy. Just this little one
Ed-
conversation.
Education, man. Education, man. You educate yourself, educate your offspring, educate anybody that you're in charge of protecting. Educate yourself, man. That's gonna be your best defense.
All good, all good. I want to say, I will say from the outside looking in, I want to do say, hey, I personally would tell Ti to, if he were to ask me, he ain't asked me. I'm trying to tell people do it, raise their kids, but I would recommend that he find another find another method. Find another method of doing that. But like I said, that's just from the outside looking in.
That's not
I do
looking
commend him
in.
for trying and being within his daughter's life. I'm not gonna call nobody a good dad and things like things like that because I don't know what happens behind the scenes. But I does he looks like a stand up fella from the outside looking in. Uh, but other than that, when we have these type of things, this is what legislation is for. Hey, if y'all want to see change, put it in legislation. Fight for that. Push for it to not guaranteed to go, but push for these type of things. And you want to see it outlawed. Let's not just have a outcry. And we definitely got to talk about it. But let's if we want to see change and we don't agree with the methods let's push for these type of things to be in legislation and let it be decided amongst the people and whatever the majority rules when it comes to that type of thing. The majority rules, and we'll leave it like that. But it's legislated. It's something that was pushed by the people versus something that's government or saying government
Governmental.
imposed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So. Uh, that's another way to look at it. If we want to make change, hey, let's have these type of debates and yeah, let's take it to your local city hall or your city council and say, hey, we don't want men, we don't want men there. You know what I'm saying at this point and specify. You know what I'm saying, specify this and that. And like I said, that's how laws get put into effect. Different places got different laws. This is how they get, this is how they get put into effect. It's supposed to be agreed upon amongst the people. So that's all I gotta say. Hey, another news story.
Unmute
You
yourself.
on mute? You on mute?
Speak on moves.
There you go. Go ahead.
Huh?
I said, listen here, Shad. They don't tell me how to raise my motherfucking daughter. We moving this shit expeditiously, but I would clown your ass like I did Candace Owens, motherfucker. Don't fuck with me, man. It's TIP up in here.
Hey man, hey man, getting that Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, hey, you know what I'm saying? You know what? We're gonna hit y'all with more of these. Let y'all know when we're gonna give y'all some more news stories. There's a lot going on. We're gonna keep y'all updated. We want to keep y'all informed, and you know what I'm saying. Even we're gonna hit all type of different spots because there's a lot going on in the world, and we'll keep expounding on these different situations, such as this one, to put some clarity, give a level of clarity to it. So, other than that,
Mr.
you know what
King.
it is. You know what I'm saying? Eat Mike, me, Corey, you know what I'm saying? Lauren, Randy, you know what I'm saying? Hey, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Like Lauren say, tell a friend, hey, spread it out. Spread it out, you know what I'm saying? You like what we doing elevators. Until then, we'll holler at y'all later.